Hello and welcome along. In today's gameplay video, we are going to be having a look at the new Placeable system and how to build your own farm. There are a few do's and don'ts. There's a few bits and pieces I've seen that people have come across over the last few days. So we're basically going to go over that. I'm not sure if this is going to be a very long video or not, but we're basically going to go over everything that is in the Placeable system. So the best place to start for that is let's go and have a look at what we have available as Placeables. So there are 6 main Placeables categories. You've got the animal pens, you've got miscellaneous, you've got silos, decoration, sheds, and farmhouses. We are on Ravenport, so one of the interesting things about Placeables is they can be tailored to a map. So the best place to start based on that is let's go and have a look at farmhouses. Now this is the farmhouse for Ravenport. If you are playing Felsbrunn, you will see a different farmhouse to this. You'll actually see a more Germanic farmhouse to this available on there. So yes, so Placeables can be map specific in Farming Simulator 19. So yeah, in the farmhouses category, we have just the single farmhouse at the moment. In the sheds, there are 3 sheds that are available. A small, a medium, a small, and then these 2 are the same sort of size, but one has sides on it and the other doesn't. So yeah, sort of small and large without sides. Then you've got, in the decoration, you've got the, ever popular sandcastle, which is a fairly expensive $200. You've got a farm barn, you've got a farm garage, a farm hut, a farm shack, a farm shed, a farm stable, a farm storage. And so those are all the ones available in the decoration category. None of these are functional, I should say. It's interesting, we've got a couple more here. Farm storage, farm trailer, and, farm old barn as well. None of these are actually functional. Some of them have interiors, which is really intriguing. So I think at some point, some of these might get converted to being usable items. An interesting one, actually, is the farm trailer. I would like to see this as a cheap version of the farmhouse. I think that would be a great idea. To have that as a cheap version of the farmhouse that you can then go and have early in the game and then upgrade to your farmhouse later in the game would be fantastic, but not available at the moment. This is the base game that we're looking at here. Silos. So you have a grain silo, a large grain silo, a large silo extension, a hayloft, and then bunker silo, small bunker silo, medium, large, and small doubled, medium doubled, large doubled, and that is all of the silos. In the miscellaneous category, you've got the ever-present Karcher pressure washer, the HDS 9/18-4M, the vehicle workshop, very useful piece of building, that one. The Gens wood chipper, which is an automatically sellable wood chipper, so any tree you put in that, it will sell. And then water station as well. So a water fill point there too. And then that brings us to the last one and one of the most interesting additions to the game. The animal pens, the dog house, where you can, if you add that, then you will get your dog. Chicken coop and large chicken coop, cow pasture and large cow pasture, horse paddock and large horse paddock, pig enclosure and large pig enclosure, sheep pasture and large sheep pasture. Now, you can have any combination of these up to 10, I believe. So I don't know if it's just 10 sheep pastures or you could have 10 sheep pastures, 10 large pig enclosures. But you could have, you can have up to 10. So, there we go. That is the basic animal pens. We're actually, for this demonstration, we are going to be using the we're going to be using the sheep pasture because I've already tested this with this. So we'll bring up the details of that. And you see you get the normal placeable setup that we've seen in previous versions of Farming Simulator, where you can where you then get to see where you're placing things. Now, I've actually been fiddling about with this, so I will show you guys what I've done. So here we go. So we've got our placeable, we've got our sheep pasture placeable. If we put it over here, if we head over this way, where is it? So first off, it goes yellow. You'll see it's turning yellow before it goes either yellow, green or red here. Yellow means that it's trying to work out whether it's able to be placed at that point. So I'm just moving it around at the minute to try and keep it as yellow for as long as possible. And you can see there that that's the yellow as it's calculating. And then you get one of two colours. So I'm going to take it here because I know it won't work here. Red obviously means that you can't place it, and green means that you can. So, yeah. So there's your two states after the yellow. Once you have a green setting like this, you will see in the help menu up here, the second item down is to buy it, and you can see next to it a cost. Now, if you remember when we looked in the shop, it's 65,000 for a sheep pasture. And when we were placing it, the cost has suddenly shot up to 340,000. Now, the reason I've chosen the place I've chosen to place it is because we need to terraform the land in order to place the sheep pasture here. And so what has happened here is the terraforming is costing all of that extra money. Now, there is a way to reduce this cost. You'll notice immediately below that you've got change placement height. So on the keyboard, this is Control and Q and E, and you can raise and lower the height of your placeable. And you'll see that there is a point at which you can get it at the cheapest price, where the least amount goes. I think we had 216,000 was the lowest that we got this down to a moment ago. There we go, 213,000. So that's then, right there, that's the optimal height to place our placeable. Of course, it's still going to cost a whole load of money because we are placing it in an area that we need to terraform. But if I press return, there we go. And if we come back out, and we'll go over and have a look, you can see that the land has been deformed in order to put our placeable down. Like so. Now, I suggest that the important thing, I think, about sorting placeables, because you can see there's still a couple of oddities and things where this has a really high side here that lifts up from the field and things like that. I would suggest trying to put your placeables somewhere as flat as possible. So I've chosen somewhere that actually is not a great placeable location. It needed a lot of terraforming. It was nowhere near being flat, and just caused a whole load of strangeness to happen. You see, yeah, you got this large bank over here. Absolutely, this is probably not the best place to have placed this. It probably would have been better, and if we go and get something like a silo this time, so we'll take a standard silo, somewhere like this. So you can see here that placing a silo on here still costs money, still costs extra, because you're having to place it, because it's having to be placed somewhere where it will terraform the land, even on this flat bed. But let's have a look. So the silo is 110,000. So you can see where it is that we're going, that it's flat. There is 114,000. So it's a minimal amount of terraforming that's going on. And in fact, right there, that's fairly flat. It's going to cost 249. So it's when you build your farm, it's selecting the location so that you don't have to do a huge amount of terraforming. And if you manage to do that, if you can see somewhere where it costs about as much as your placeable to place it, then that is a really good placement point. And as you see, as we go up into the the hillside here. Again, it's either we can't place it, because, in fact here, we can't place it because the terrain deformation is failing, because we've got it at the wrong angle. If I turn it here, we can do it. It's 159,000 because we're having to terraform the land that much more. So watch out for those terraforming costs. Try and find areas of the map that are actually fairly flat to place your placeables, and you'll have no trouble at all. You will. This will work fine. One little addition to the end of this video. Giant Software have announced that they are working on a terraforming tool. So, for example, here, because we do need to do this as well, we need to delete out our sheep pasture. So we'll remove that. So we'll sell that. Yes. Okay. And having sold our sheep pasture, you'll notice that the land is still all deformed. We've still got all of this. Giant Software have announced that they are bringing out a terraforming tool that you'll be able to then reshape your land. You'll be able to add roads. You'll be able to make changes so you can actually make a farmyard and a farm area. So that is on the way. But yes, if you place an item, the terraforming does not get removed when you remove that item. It's a good thing to note as well. So, yeah, that is pretty much it for this overview of the placeable system. I hope it is helpful to those of you who have been asking questions about it. All that remains is for me to say thank you for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this video. Please give it a like, drop us a comment, and give it a share. And for all the latest videos and live streams from Virtual Farmer, please subscribe to the channel and ring that bell, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.